Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm your host, Todd Marquardt, here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Also podcast everywhere, and YouTube and Facebook Live. You can also go to www.talklawradio.com to search the archives if you're interested about a particular area of law that I might have covered. My mission is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. And we've been talking with impersonator MJ Trump and what it would be like for him to respond to the indictment allegations. And I read the indictment. I read the statement of facts, and what I noticed was that there's the Trump organization is included in there, and so I wondered how can they go after Donald Trump if the Trump organization is the one that actually wrote the checks?
They can go after me because they can. They just do it. It's not right. You don't think it's right as a lawyer. I don't think it's right as a defendant. I don't think it's right as the person. It's just they make the rules up as they go along. It's absolutely uncalled for. It's biased, completely political motivated.
And also they had allegations against the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, which is an estate planning technique. And this is our fourth segment when we talk about legacy.
And now, it's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy? Sponsored by Marquardt Law Firm.
So some of the news organizations, when they report about Donald Trump's revocable trust, they don't talk about it in the right way. They don't describe it in the right way. Somebody reported that the trust was established after he became president, but I have a copy of the certification of trust, and it says that the trust was dated April 7th, 2014. Well, that was before that he became president.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So since we're talking about trust law, I wanted to find out from you, MJ, what would it be like? What do you think it's like for MJ's or for Donald Trump's beneficiaries to inherit from him?
Well, what are they going to inherit from me? What's it going to be like? There's going to be a whole lot of people in line for that gold toilet. Okay, Melania really likes it because it's got a bidet function. Okay, but that's another story. Recently, Mike Tyson and Kid Rock, they both were down in Mar-a-Lago with me. They tried the golden toilet. That's right. Mike Tyson has christened my gold toilet. So it's got to be worth more money right now. Kid Rock, I'm not going to tell you what he did in there. Yeah. Another show, another day. That might be FM radio. I'm not sure. My legacy, okay, who's going to get the gold toilet?
Donald Trump Jr., maybe?
Donald Trump Jr. has his own gold toilet.
Okay. Or Eric?
Eric's got his own gold toilet. Melania, maybe she'll keep this one. I don't know. I'd like to give it to Iron Mike, just for grins and everything. We might put it up for auction and see if we can get that gazillion dollars. That would be absolutely awesome. I've got a couple other things. My Rolls-Royce airplane, first class all the way. Kanye wanted that, but I don't think so. Kid Rock wants it. I'm not sure who's going to get that now. Donnie Jr. might end up with the Rolls-Royce airplane. I do want to be remembered as, again, the orangest president ever. I'm the orangest president since Abraham Lincoln. And, one last thing, I about those people that were crying, Todd. Mike Landell, the My Pillow guy, he was crying too.
You're talking about the indictment.
Oh, yeah. But, that's going to be part of my legacy too. Maybe,
Lots of people will be crying if you pass away.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so also part of legacy is What does MJ the comedian want to be remembered by? Is there some legacy that you remember from those who have gone before you, or is there something that you want to leave for others?
Well, my motto and one of my catchphrases on my logo, "Make America Laugh Again." That's what I want to be remembered for. That guy was funny. When I pass, I want to hear, "That guy was funny. That guy made me laugh."
Awesome. Yeah, and you have that on your logo. Maybe you should get that on your hat.
Yeah, "Make America Laugh Again" with,
There you go.
with MJ Trump.
Yeah, trademark it and sell that to the public.
There we go. Now, I got about 400 videos out there for view on YouTube @MJTrump45. YouTube @MJTrump45. You can check out some of those videos. We've done parody mixes on just about everything.
And that would be fun for people to watch, but if they want you to come to their house or their retirement party, what do they do?
They would go to gigsalad.com/MJ Trump. Again, gigsalad.com/MJ Trump.
And you do birthdays, retirement parties. What are some other types of parties that surprised you?
Well, I do birthdays, bachelorettes, and brisks. Todd, the brisk really, really hurt. I've done crazy parties. Citizenship parties are a lot of fun. I've done one or two of those. You know, the one guy was Irish. Getting his
That
citizenship.
are being naturalized
Yeah,
citizens.
yeah.
Wow, that I didn't think of that.
They do their swearing in down at the courthouse during the day, and then have a big party at night.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that once in Houston, once in Dallas. In Dallas was a Filipino. It was a wife, and those are just great parties because everybody's red, white, and blue. You got a little bit of people from both sides, and that's another one of those places that I've heard. You know, we're not big Trump fans, but we love MJ Trump. You know, once they hear one joke, they're like, boom. You know, I win them over.
Yeah, and you were telling me you also do Biden.
Listen here, Jack. Biden's a little easier to do. You pop on some aviators, boom. Listen here, Jack. And, you know, a lot of that corn pop stuff. And I just got tired. I was working with two different Biden impersonators, and I'm writing half the jokes, and they're both really good, and they're totally different. One guy, I found him, and we did probably 12 Zooms together. He was in New Jersey, but I always have to work with his schedule, practice. He couldn't come and practice when I wanted to practice, onward. Then I did I did 5 shows in Florida with a Joe Biden impersonator, and it was the promoter's father was a comedian, and so he did Joe Biden. He was really, really good, but I can't use him because he's in Florida and he's a retired guy. He ain't moving anywhere. He ain't doing anything. But then I just started doing Biden myself in a lot of videos. Done a couple commercials as Biden for a couple different spots. They're all on my YouTube channel, @MJTrump45. @MJTrump45.
And do you have a wig for that?
A wig for Biden? No, for Biden, I just slick it back and I use white paint, and then I'll throw a blue tie on, the aviators, and just put those pearly white teeth out there. You know, listen here, Jack. You know, come on, man. It ain't hard. You know, every now and then I'll be like doing Trump and Biden together in the same pause. Or somebody noticed the other day my Jimmy Cagney as Trump is Jimmy Cagney. You dirty rats. You dirty yellow belly rats.
That's funny. Yeah, you got to keep them going. Okay, so I switched up the order of the show today because I was reading this podcast book about how to get people to listen, and the book says that people decide whether they're going to keep listening after 10 or 20 seconds, and so I skipped the disclaimer, but I have to say it now. Because I'm licensed to practice law in Texas, and the State Bar of Texas is the state agency that governs my attorney law license, and the State Bar wants attorneys to inform the public about the law, but because legal advice must be tailored to the specific circumstances of each case, and because laws are ever changing, material discussed in this program is meant for general informational purposes only, and is not to be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice. Although the information has been gathered from sources believed to be reliable, please note that individual situations can vary, and therefore the information you learn today should be coordinated with your individual professional advice. and our sponsor, Marquardt Law Firm, who you hear every break can serve thousandaires to millionaires and now billionaires, sponsors the show.
Gazillionaires.
Oh, the gazillionaires too. I had to add that. We focus on business and estate law, including last wills, living trusts, and tax-protected inheritance plans. New businesses and old businesses which might have issues with corporations, contracts, LLCs, family limited partnerships, and we can represent those who are facing problems from lack of planning, like in district court, county court, or probate court. And like I said before, next week I'm going to be talking about Proposition A. It's a San Antonio City municipal amendment to the charter that is going to be a big deal. And so you can search for that online if you want to read a little bit about it. And I'll be asking you to call in to tell me how you feel. So there's a couple of different groups behind it and opposed to it, but you're going to be voting on it at the end of the month and at the beginning of the month of May. So stay tuned for that next week. But before we close, MJ, wanted to give you the last word. What would Donald Trump say?
Hang in there, America. I'm hanging in there. Melania's hanging in there. We're all hanging in there. 2024, we're going to take back the country. And, George Strait, he said it best. He was telling me, I was talking to him the other day, and he was saying we could get this whole thing cleared up if we just put one question on the ballot. Do you want your country back? Check yes or no.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so if you want to get in touch with MJ Trump, impersonator of Donald Trump, you can find him at Gig Salad.
gigsalad.com/MJ Trump. All you really need to do is type in Trump impersonator San Antonio. A bunch of pictures will come up. I'm every one of them.
I hope that you've enjoyed the show today. I meant for this to be hilarious and just comic relief in this time when the news is all bad news and it's all hype. And so every now and then we like to have some fun. Thank you for being on the show.
Excellent. Thank you for having me, Todd. Can we end with a USA 3 times?
Yeah.
USA, USA, USA. Absolutely fantastic, Todd. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.